The Humane Society of Sedona is located on Shelby Drive in Sedona. Open daily from 10 to 4, they offer adoptable dogs, cats, and rabbits too. This Humane Society will host up to 1,000 animals a year. Volunteers are always needed in local rescues and animal shelters. Ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator. Visit the Humane Society of Sedona online or in person for more information about adopting a new pet.
This is Princess. She's about 2 years old. She is an Australian Kelpie mix. Very sweet and affectionate and still mellow and laid back. So she would probably do fine in an apartment or a smaller setting. She would definitely benefit from a quieter home. And I still think she would love to go out on hikes and just run around and have fun. Also be content to just lay at home and hang out with you and your company. So this is Princess. She's about 2 years old, Australian Kelpie mix.
This little bundle of joy, this is our Nova. Nova is one of the favorites of the shelter. She's such an easy walk. Everybody can walk her. She loves people. She's a little shy with people she doesn't know at first, but once she gets to know you, she just wants to give you love and kisses and everything. She is an easy walk and goes walking with other dogs. She has a number of boyfriends here at the shelter that she walks with, Gunner and Thor and Kovu. She likes all the boys. And she would be a great pet for someone who has either older children or adults. She's not real high energy, although she does like to play. She does play bows with the other dogs. But she really just loves getting petted and hanging out with people. When we take her up to the park, she kind of just wants to hang out with us. She's not a runner around her. So she's not a big toy playing dog. She gets very excited when people she knows come around to see her. So she would be a loving pet for someone who has either older children, as I said, or by themselves. And she would just hang out with you. She is just really sweet. She's got a gentle mouth. She seems to be potty trained because she doesn't go in her kennel. She's one of the first dogs we take out every day. And she came to us at the end of 2013, had just had a litter of puppies. We don't know what happened with the puppy. She was a stray. So she's looking for a good home with somebody who can give her a lot of love and attention, and we hope that you'll come check her out and see what she has to offer, because she's got a lot to offer, don't you, honey? Yes, you do. This is our Nova. This absolutely wonderful girl is named Jolie. And Jolie, as you can see, is a black lab. She's about 4 years old. She came to us about a month ago with another dog, a female boxer. It's a sad story. A gentleman died and his wife had to move into an apartment and couldn't take the two dogs with her, so she had to surrender them. And Jolie, at 4 years old, is a little bit shy and timid. She needs to have somebody who's going to give her a lot of patience, a lot of love, a lot of understanding. I'm not sure she got walked a lot on the street because she seems scared of cars and noises, but she's very loving, and she doesn't have a mean bone in her body, and she's a very cute girl. She walks fine on her leash. It's just she gets a little scared if big trucks come by her. So she just needs to be a little bit more socialized. But she would be great in a home with probably older children or no children. She seems to be good with other dogs. She'd probably be fine with cats because this breed is not known to have a problem with cats. So we just want to see if she could, if they could go together, it would be great. If they can't, then if she could get a loving home with somebody who would love a dog this size. She's like a little bit larger than medium, but she's full grown. And as I said, she's just a very, very sweet girl who I think just needs a lot of love and attention. So please come check her out. Her name is Jolie. This handsome gentleman is named Peja, and he is one of our favorites here at the kennel. He's been with us a while. He came in December of 2012. He's a big boy, but he has turned into a real love bunny. He's about 4 years old. He's a Staffordshire Terrier mix. He's got beautiful coloring. He loves people. He loves to go on his walks. He's very potty trained. He's one of the first dogs that we take out. And he walks really well on his leash. He loves to get taken up to the park because he loves to play ball and run around and just have fun. But his favorite pastime is to sit on the table and give us licks and kisses and everything. So he is just a sweet, sweet, sweet boy. He's probably not going to be good with cats, and he should be with somebody that can handle a dog his size, although he's not, as I said, a difficult walk. He would be somebody who would be, I think, a couch potato in the house because he does love just to sit with people and get attention. He'd have to be introduced to other dogs. He could, be okay with some dogs, but maybe some not. But he just deserves a really, really good home because he is such a sweet, sweet, sweet boy. And we really hope that somebody will come and take a look at him and give him a chance because he's been with us for so long, as I said, and we've come to love him so much. We just want him to have a great home. So please come check him out. He really is one of our great boys, and he also his adoption fee has already been paid. So he doesn't cost anything, but that shouldn't be the reason you come get him. Come get him because you love him. Okay, sweetheart? Yes. Here we have one of our newer arrivals. His name is Maxim, and he came to us on March 26th. He was transferred from another shelter to us, and he's a 1-year-old male heeler mix, and he is very, very smart, wants to learn a whole bunch of stuff. He's a little bit shy at first when you first meet him. He's really easy to walk. And he needs someone that's going to give him a lot of love and care. We don't think he got a good beginning to his life. And he probably should be the only dog in the house, at least initially. He seems to want to, get rough with some of the other pups at the shelter, so we're thinking that he'd be best by himself. Cats are probably not a good idea. Healers usually in cats, they want to chase them. They have a little bit of a prey instinct. But he's a really easy walk on his walk. He loves to walk on his harness, and he loves to, get attention. He loves his treats, although we're trying to teach him to take them a little nicer. I don't think he was used to getting treats before. But he would be, as a year old, he's got a lot of living to do, and he really would be a great dog, I think, for somebody who wants a dog that has a lot of energy and can give him a lot of exercise. He'd be a great hiking dog. And we just would love to see him go to a home where he would get the affection that he deserves, because he's a really sweet boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. So this is our Maxim.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Waffle Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell located on Highway 89A and Coke Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
This is Rose. She's about 1.5 years. She's a corgi and very high energy and very playful, still quite a puppy, so she could benefit from some training. She could also benefit from a household with maybe kids or another dog or someone that loves to hike and be active. She's a very active dog herself and still very sweet and very affectionate. So come by and see Rose. She's a 1.5 years corgi.
Stunning, handsome boy is named Kovu. He came to us in January of 2013, and he's a Staffordshire Terrier mix, and he loves people, and he is the funnest dog in the world because he loves to play ball. You throw balls, and he's the Energizer Bunny. He'll go after the balls, bring them back to you, go after the balls, bring them back to you, and he really does love to be with people. He probably would definitely need to be introduced to a dog. He has walked with some dogs and it's fine, but there are some dogs he doesn't like, so that would be dependent on the dog. Probably less alpha kind of dogs or females would be better. Probably not good with cats. He'd be a great hiking dog because he has a lot of energy, an incredible amount of energy. So he's been here a while, but he's just a loving dog, and he's young, and he's energetic, and he's playful, and he's just the right size, very healthy, and so he walks really nice on a leash, loves to go on his walks with us, so we're really hoping that you would come and check him out because he does need to go home. He's been such a patient, good boy with us here and loves to give kisses and play with people. Right, honey? Yes. So, and I just love his ears. We just call him floppy ears because he's got these ears that flop all over the place. Right, honey? And so please come check him out because he really does deserve to go to a good home, and he'd make a lovely, lovely dog for somebody to play with. So this is our Kovu. Right? Yeah, I know. Here's one of my favorites. His name is Thor. I walk him every day, first thing, and that's because he's potty trained. He doesn't go in his kennel, and he has a very gentle mouth. He takes cookies very nicely. He's a 2-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier mix that came to us in September of 2013, and he loves to play ball. We take him up to the park and throw tennis balls for him, and he goes on and on and on. You can throw him all the way in the back. He'll bring him back, drop him, and say, let's go again. So he'd be a great hiking dog. He'd be a great dog for a big fenced-in yard to play ball with in the backyard. A young couple that wants a dog with a lot of energy and a lot of love to give, this is your guy. He's an easy walk once you get him out. He's a little crazy in his kennel because I think he's been here since September. But if you come and look at him, we could take him up to the park so you could see what he could do. He's just he's a beautiful dog. He's got great markings, and he gets along good with female dogs. He's kind of jealous of male dogs, so female are the best bet. He walks with a couple of female dogs at the shelter, and he really likes that. But please come and check him out because we'd really love to see him go to a good home because he deserves one. He's a great boy, and he's one of our favorites here, right? And he gives great kisses, right? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, this is Thor.
This is Nacho. He's about 4 months old, and he's a Chihuahua. He came in with some other Chihuahuas, so we know he gets along great with breeds of his size. And also with this size, you know, he wouldn't need a lot of space, very low maintenance. And for a Chihuahua, he's actually very quiet. He's a very easy neighbor to get along with. So this is Nacho, and he's about 4 months old, Chihuahua.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Humane Society of Sedona.
Verde Veterinary Hospital in Cottonwood is your full-service companion animal hospital and has achieved AAHA accreditation, reflecting total commitment to provide quality veterinary care throughout the life of your pet. Verde Vet provides comprehensive medical, surgical, and dental care and offers 24-hour emergency service and house calls. Heartworm testing, feline viral testing, and nail testing, all available without an appointment. Verde Veterinary Hospital.
This is Prince. He's about 3 years old. He's domestic short hair. We know he's lived with other cats. When he was surrendered, the owner had way too many animals at home, so that's why he was brought in. He's very sweet and affectionate and still playful, so he'd probably benefit from a home that's a little more active. Other cats would be great too for him. But this is Prince, and he's about 3 years old, domestic short hair.
This is Moo. Moo is a 3-year-old domestic short-hair kitty cat. She's a female spayed. She'd do well at any kind of home. She came in with some kittens. She gets along with other cats. Not certain about dogs, but I'm sure Moo would always be ready to meet them. Again, this is Moo. She's about 3 years old, and she's here at the shelter. This is Logan. He's about a 2-month-old male gray tabby kitty. He's neutered. He came to the shelter a couple weeks ago. He was part of an unwanted litter. The owners had too many pets, so they surrendered him for him to find his forever home. He is a very sweet kitty, very playful, and he'll have lots of conversations with you about everything. So come on in and meet Logan, a 2-month-old male neutered domestic short hair tabby.
This is Puddin'. Puddin' is a Maine Coon. She's 10 years and 2 months old. She's very, very sweet. She gives kisses, she looks at the camera, and loves to be cuddled. She's a Maine Coon, which means that she's very sweet. She has a lot of coat, but it's not hard to handle. And she's been a very sweet cat here, and she would really love to have a home of her own. We have no information as to why she was brought in, but I know she would love to have a home of her own. So say hi, Puddin'. Yeah, there, see, she waved at you.
This is Crook. He's a 2-month-old male neutered domestic short-haired kitten. He came to the shelter a couple of weeks ago. The owners had too many animals, so they wanted to make sure he would go to a really good home. The reason why his name is Crook is because of his little tail. It's all crooked. So we decided Crook was a good name for him. He is a kitten, so he'd go into any kind of home. He'd adjust well with dogs. He's very, very playful and energetic, so if you're looking for somebody to give you hours of fun and laughter, Crook would be the guy for you. So come in and meet Crook. 2 months old, domestic, short hair, black kitty.
This here is Dial. He's a 9-month-old silver tabby. He can be playful and he can be kind of quiet himself. So his ideal home could pretty much be any home. He's very versatile. He gets along great with other cats, so he would be fine in a home with other cats and he would get along fine with them. He could also do fine in a home just by himself and hang out with you, very quiet. Either way, it's all right for him. And again, this is Dial, and he's a 9-month-old silver tabby.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Humane Society of Sedona.
We know life can be time-consuming, especially when you're running a business. You'd love to give more to your community, but you just can't find the time to do both. What if there was an easy way for you to run your business while giving back to your community? Would you do it? You can do both by enrolling in the new Payments in Kind Give Back program from National Processing Solutions. What is the Payments in Kind Give Back program? As an NPS merchant, NPS will give back 20% of their proceeds to any local charity or organization of your choice. The donation is in your name and is made at zero cost to you. To find out how, visit paymentsinkind.com or call us at 888-696-7783. That's 888-696-7783. The Payments in Kind Give Back program, helping you help your community.
This is Galaxy. She's about a 2-month-old female spayed, domestic short hair, tortoiseshell colored kitten. She's a very sweet little kitten. She would do well with any family. Probably with small children, you'd want to supervise them at first just to make sure she doesn't get hurt because she is really small. Again, this is Galaxy. She's about 2 months old, female spayed, domestic short hair kitty. This is Mira. She's only been at the shelter here, the Humane Society of Sedona, for a little time. She's a very sweet, long-haired calico kitty. She's about a year old, and she's really looking to go for her forever home. She gets really nervous here, but she loves the attention. Again, this is Mira. She's about a year old, female spayed, long-haired calico kitty.
This kitty's name is Moon. He's black, he's soft, He was found as a stray wandering, but he's a sweet, gentle little guy, and he would probably suit any sort of home. He's very mellow, so I think he must have been loved in his past and got lost somewhere and then ended up here with us. He's 5 years old, and yeah, he's ready for adoption now. We haven't had him very long. He's very silky, very soft.
This is Miss Silky. She resides here at the Humane Society of Sedona. She's about 3 years old. She is a Duluth Tortie. She was in a household with other cats, so an introduction to other cats would be okay. Not certain about dogs with her, but she is a little lover. She loves to be scratched and be held on your lap and everything. Miss Silky, about 3 years old. She is a Duluth Tortie, looking for her forever home. This is Bumper. He came in, or she came in, with a litter of 6. She is very active. She is about 2 months old. She is spayed female. She would do well in any family, but if you have small children, you might want to supervise them with her just because she is so small, and we don't want her to get hurt. So come on in and take a look at Bumper, 2-month-old female spayed domestic short-hair kitten.
This here is Felix. He's a 1-year-old Maine Coon with a tuxedo pattern. He's kind of a quiet guy himself, so a preferred home would be a more quiet one, maybe with older kids that could understand his needs. And he could get along great with other cats. They would have to match his personality, kind of quiet like him, very affectionate, but he would just be so sweet and loving, hang out on your lap all day long. So if you'd like to come see Felix, he's the 1-year-old Maine Coon.
After the break, we'll visit with the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Wake up and live Moss at your local Cottonwood Taco Bell. The next generation of breakfast is here. Introducing the Waffle Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, Cinnabon Delights, and fresh brewed 100% Colombian coffee. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell located on Highway 89A and Coke Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
The Adopt for Life Center for Animals is located on Mingus Avenue in Cottonwood, open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 3. They offer many adoptable dogs and cats. Volunteers are always needed in local rescues and animal shelters. Ask to speak with the volunteer coordinator. Visit the Adopt for Life Center for Animals online or in person for more information about adopting a new pet.
This is Shyla. She's a Chow Retriever mix, 3 years old. She'd do really good in an apartment or for an older couple or person. She was found in Cottonwood, over by the Cottonwood Manor. Really shy at first, but once you get to know her, she's a real lover. Again, her name is Shyla, 3-year-old chow mix. This is Fritz. He's a 3 to 4-year-old Staffordshire Terrier mix. Real good dog. He very playful, very loving. Probably need a 3 to 4 foot fence, you know, so he doesn't get out when he gets scared or anything. Yeah, would probably be an only dog in the house. Like I said, good with most people, a real lover. And he's a Fritz Staffordshire Terrier mix, 3 to 4 years old.
Big guy here is Fred. Fred is probably a 3 to 4 year old. We're thinking he's kind of got a chow mix in him. We don't really know that for sure. But he's really, really a great guy. He needs some exercise because he's got a little bit too much weight on him right now for his own good. But he's just a gentle guy, likes to go for his walks, gives people kisses, loves attention. I was petting him yesterday. He put his head down in my lap and I was kind of rubbing his head and his ears, and I swear he just absolutely fell asleep right there. I started feeling everything getting heavier and heavier, and he just kind of went into a trance there. He's a wonderful guy. He's a very laid back kind of a personality. He's wonderful on the walks. He doesn't pull at all. He's curious, but things like the little lizards running around, he doesn't have any time for them at all. He just lets them go, doesn't pay any attention to them. Gets along with other dogs pretty well. He kind of came in here with a situation. There was another dog that came in with him that ended up going back to the home, and he didn't get to go back with him, so he's kind of lonely. He'd like to have a place that he can call home and a family he can be with. Just an absolutely wonderful guy. Again, as you see, this is his disposition. He's just laid back and just give me attention and I'm going to be your buddy forever. I would like to have a family adopt him or someone adopt him that can give him exercise. The weight situation is very problematic. He needs to lose the weight. As you see right now, it's too much energy for him to sit up. He's going to just lay down for us. But he needs to get a lot of exercise so he can lose some of that weight and get his health a little bit better. He doesn't have any problems right now, but just like people, dogs that are heavy like this, they have a tendency to develop medical problems in later life. So we want him to have a nice long life, and so he's going to need to have some exercise. That being said, if we had a home that had a yard where he could get out and kind of roam around at his own will, that would be just wonderful. But anyway, that's my buddy Fred. It's a 3-year-old or older, probably a little older than 3 years old, kind of a chow mix, we think. Great personality, just loves attention, loves people, gets along with other dogs. Just an all-around good guy. Needs a little bit of exercise, but other than that, he's good to go. Guy here is Steeler. Steeler is we're calling him a 3-year-old. I'm not sure he's that old, but 3-year-old Catahoula hound mix. He is just a wonderful, wonderful guy. Very, very pretty. He's got beautiful coloring to him. just a great even disposition and temperament. Probably the biggest difficulty with him is he tends to be very, very timid and shy. It takes a while for him to learn to trust you. Loud noises tend to spook him a little bit. So you have to deal with that factor. I'm thinking that, you know, after a while he gets used to his environment, that's probably going to disappear a little bit. But at first, it's going to be a little bit of a thing to be aware of and keep in mind if you're thinking of adopting him. I think a home with young children might be difficult for him, again, just because of the noise factors. Young kids that move quick and make a lot of noise and things like that, that might be kind of hard on him. I think he'd adjust to it. I'm not saying it's an impossible situation, but it's just probably not the best situation for him. He's really active, so he'd like to have a nice yard. He's not a crazy dog by any means, but he likes to have fun and play. He's very loving. He'll give you kisses and everything. Gets along with other dogs. So he's really kind of a perfect animal. He's just beautiful. What you're seeing right now is the way he is. He's got this very calm demeanor to him. One thing, if you're taking him for walks, he walks very well, but he likes to cling to your legs. And then he'll also walk around behind you. So he presents a trip hazard, perhaps, to somebody that doesn't have good balance and is able to deal with those kinds of behaviors with him. He doesn't pull at all. In fact, it's kind of just the opposite. He likes to stay close to you, and that's wherein the problem sometimes develops. Other than that, he's just great. I think he'd be a perfect dog for just about anybody. And that's my buddy, Steeler, 3-year-old Catahoula Hound mix. This active little guy is Mosier. Mosier is a Shar-Pei mix of some sort. We sometimes kind of joke about him being our junkyard dog because he's got that kind of a mean look on his face, but on the inside, he is just sweet as can be. He's a real lover, gets along with people just fine, and he gets along with other animals pretty good too. Unfortunately for him, we had him adopted once. He went home, the people had a Cocker Spaniel that we did a meet and greet, and they were fine here. But once they got in the home, the Cocker Spaniel decided, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want to share my house with anybody. So he kind of attacked Mosier. Now, most of you are probably thinking, I'm going to tell you the Cocker Spaniel got hurt. Not at all. Mosier didn't even fight back. He just took what the Cocker Spaniel had to give out and just took it in stride and didn't do a thing. But the lady that owned him thought this isn't going to be good long term, so he ended up coming back to us. So we'd like to get him out to another home. He's an active guy, very strong. If you take him on his walks, he's going to pull you for the first couple 100 yards. After that, he slows down a little bit, and he's just a sweetheart. He really is. Hey you. I was a home with a yard might be a real good idea for him. If you haven't figured that out yet, he needs to burn off some of this energy he's got because he's got a ton of it. But just a really good dog, and his name is Mosier. Again, about a 3, 4, maybe year-old Shar-Pei mix of some sort, and just an absolute love bug. And that's Mosier. This beautiful guy is Zilly. Zilly is our most senior resident here. He's been here for 13 months, which is way too long for an animal to be in this environment. So we really need to find him a home, and we need to find him a home quickly. Zilly's a 2 or 3 year old golden retriever mix of some sort. He's highly active, needs lots of exercise, but he's an absolute love bug. I love this guy. We've been together so long that we have a real special relationship, and I really need to find him somebody that can share the love that he has to give. Zilly is a very active fellow, so he would do best in a family that, you know, likes to hike or get out and be active themselves and can take him with them. He does not do very well with little kids, so if you have children, they'd have to be kind of older. He is not fond of cats whatsoever, and he doesn't do real well with other dogs either. So best combination for him would probably be, you know, a home with a young couple or a middle-aged couple, someone that's, you know, active lifestyle, doesn't have any children, or if they do have children, the children are older. And again, no pets, no other pets in the home would be the best suggestion for him. He will, with his energy level, he really needs to exercise a lot. So I would really suggest a fenced yard, a home with a fenced yard. The fence should probably be a higher fence because he's fully capable of, he's so big he could probably get over a smaller fence if he desired to do that. Hopefully he would like his house so much he wouldn't want to do that. You'd like your people, wouldn't you? Yeah. And all around, he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. He's so friendly with people. I kind of have to, because he's so big and crazy sometimes, I have to kind of manhandle him to get a leash and stuff on him, and he never ever shows any aggression whatsoever. So that's really a positive thing, and he'd just make a wonderful companion. He'll bond with you and just, you know, increase your happiness, I'm sure. And that's my good buddy Zilly. This active guy is Jojo. Jojo is an Australian Shepherd mix. He's got beautiful, beautiful coloring to him, beautiful eyes, beautiful personality. He's just a beautiful, beautiful guy. Right now he's looking for treats. He's highly motivated for treats, by the way, if you can't tell that already. He's an active guy. He's pretty powerful. Loves his walks and outdoor time. He's definitely an outdoor dog. He's got a thick coat on him, and he's really, really highly active. He's going to need a home with a fenced yard. An apartment just won't do for him. And if you're an active family and like to do walks or hunt or something like that, he'd be absolutely perfect. He's very alert. We were out walking today, and we came across a bunch of quail, and he smelled them before I saw them or heard them, and then all of a sudden they took off, and he was at full alert for that. He was ready to go. He was like, let me go, let me get at those guys. So he's a real good dog, again, for outdoor people. He'd be fine with kids, probably not small kids, because he's so active and playful that he jumps a lot, and that might be problematic. I don't know. He's not too bad, but he's bad enough that if it was a very small child, with his size and power, he'd probably knock that child over, and we don't want that to happen. He's kind of indifferent toward other animals. He's not very aggressive that I can see. He doesn't present well in his cage, but other than that, he's really good. It's kind of a common trait for a lot of the dogs here. Once you get him out of the cage, he is a much different animal than he is in the cage. So that's our Jojo. I think with a little bit of training, he's going to really be a great dog for somebody. He's absolutely beautiful. And how about kisses? Can we get kisses? Good kisses. All right. This beautiful guy is Jericho. Jericho is a 3-year-old black lab mix, got a wonderful temperament to him, gets along with people fantastically. He's a real lover. He likes to give you kisses. He likes to jump on you and cuddle with you and all those good things. Does pretty good with other dogs. He's not aggressive toward them, but he's got a high activity and energy level, and when he goes to get together with other dogs. He's so rambunctious that sometimes other dogs don't quite know how to react to that. So that could be problematic if you have another pet in the house. You'd have to do some introductions and get them used to the other animal and get them comfortable with the other animal, and vice versa. The other animal get comfortable with him. He's pretty good on his walks. He pulls a little bit still. We're working on that. He's getting better, but he's still got a ways to go. So you're going to have some strength to kind of control him. He's got a pretty high prey instinct. We encountered a rabbit this morning, and it was quite an adventure for me trying to hold him back. Wanted to get at that rabbit in the worst way. So that's pretty typical for most dogs, and especially a hunting breed like he is. So that makes a big difference for him. You're going to have to be an active family or an active person. I would suggest having a fenced-in yard with a fairly high fence for him. He has to have his exercise. He will probably be a little bit hard to deal with in an indoor environment if he's not getting his exercise, because he's extremely curious, likes to check everything out. So if he's not well exercised, then I have a feeling that could turn into problems for you. So he'd be great with kids, a good family dog. I really just can't say anything really bad about him. He's just a great guy. Just needs a home and lots and lots of exercise and activity level. And that's my buddy Jericho, 3-year-old black lab mix. This beautiful guy here is Winston. Winston's kind of a chunk. He's got a little bit of weight on him. He's a 5-year-old heeler mix. So the only thing that gives away this breed is his markings and his coloring and things like that. You'd never pick him out to be a heeler mix with the size that he is right now. He needs to lose some weight. He needs somebody that's going to give him some exercise. But the good news is he's just a wonderful guy. He loves people. He just craves attention. His owner died, and that's how we ended up with him here. So he's used to being in a home, and he's used to people loving on him, and that's what he needs the most of anything. He gets along real well with other dogs. In fact, one of the other dogs that was living in the home with him is in his kennel right now. He's just a tiny little poodle mix of some sort. So they look like Mutt and Jeff in there with each other, but they get along fine. They're brothers, and they just love each other. And he is a lover. He just loves to give attention to people, and he loves to get attention from people. He gives kisses. Can I kiss? Thank you. Very good. He needs to have a yard so he can get out and get some exercise, and he just needs somebody that would really just care for him and likes to give the animals attention, because that's what he craves, lots and lots of attention. He's great on his walks. He doesn't pull at all for his size and his strength. He's just easygoing. Got a good energy level to him. He's not hyperactive at all, but he's not, just a couch potato either. He likes to get out and get a little bit of activity in there. And that's about it. I can't tell you much more about this beautiful guy. Again, his name is Winston. He's a heeler mix and just a wonderful, wonderful animal.
This is Dino. He's a chow mix at 3 years old. Very energetic, playful. Would do good any home with a larger fence. Good with kids, probably. Good with other dogs. Just wants a good home to play with. And again, is Dino, a chow mix, 3 years old.
After the break, we'll visit with more adoptable dogs and cats from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.
Verde Veterinary Hospital in Cottonwood is your full-service companion animal hospital and has achieved AAHA accreditation, reflecting total commitment to provide quality veterinary care throughout the life of your pet. Verde Vet provides comprehensive medical, surgical, and dental care and offers 24-hour emergency service and house calls. Heartworm testing, feline viral testing, and nail testing, all available without an appointment. Verde Veterinary Hospital.
This is April. She's a 3-year-old orange tabby. She came to us in the shelter because she was abandoned by some neighbors. She's a really sweet cat. She would do good in a home that was quiet, or she might do okay with kids, but we'd have to try her out first. She hasn't been around kids as far as we know. And this is April. Come meet her. This is Reagan. She's a 1-year-old domestic medium hair. She's a really sweet girl. She came to the shelter as a drop-off. So we're not too sure about her history. She does great with pretty much everyone. She's good with cats. We haven't tried her around dogs. She's just a really loving, sweet girl. Come see Reagan.
This is Mufasa, a 1-year-old male. He's got a bit of a sad story. Him and his brother Timon were both adopted here about a year ago, and they lived with their family until the family had a medical problem and was forced to return them to the animal shelter. So now they're both looking for somewhere else to live. They play well together, they sleep together, they're very, very loving cats. They would make a great addition to any home, and we're hoping to rehome them together because they do make quite a striking pair. Again, Mufasa, about a 1-year-old male looking for his forever home. This is KC, K period, C period. He's about 10 years old. He's a mature gentleman. He was surrendered when his owner could no longer care for him. He recently had a full dental checkup and his teeth cleaned, so he is perfect dental-wise. He's fine with other cats. He'd prefer a quiet household. He loves to cuddle, and like many older folks, he's looking for a comfortable couch. Again, Casey, about 10 years old, male, orange tabby, recently had full dental checkup. His mouth is in great shape, and he likes other cats, and he would be a great addition to anybody's home. This is Gremlin. He's about 3 years old. a beautiful gray male cat. As you can see from his expression, he can be a bit mischievous at times. He loves to play, and he also can be a very nice lap cat. He was abandoned, although why anyone would abandon you, we don't know. But again, Gremlin, about 3 years old, male, gray, very friendly, and would love to go home with you. This is Amber, 7-year-old female. She has a bit of a sad story. Her and her sister, Green Eyes, were surrendered to the shelter because their mom had to go into assisted living and could no longer care for them. So they've been slowly adjusting, and they would love to go home together. They've been raised and lived together their whole lives. They're very sweet, make great lap cats. And again, Amber, 7-year-old female, and would be a great addition to any home. This is Timon. He has a brother, Mufasa, and they have a bit of a sad story. They were adopted here at the shelter as kittens, and they lived happily for about a year with a family who, because of medical problems, had to surrender them. And so they wound up back at the shelter. They play together, they sleep together. They're very, very lovable cats. We're hoping to rehome them together because they've been together their whole life. And again, Timon, a beautiful black 1-year-old male who's looking for his forever home. This is Venice, 3-year-old male, gray and white, beauty. He was a public surrender. He was found wandering. He's very, very friendly. He gets along well with other cats. He loves to play. He can jump almost as well as Michael Jordan. And he would probably do well with young children. He's a very even-tempered cat. Again, Venice, 3-year-old, male, gray and white, very friendly, gets along well with other cats, and probably would do fine with children. And he would be a great addition to your home.
All animals leaving the Adopt for Life Center for Animals are given rabies vaccinations and are spayed or neutered. If the animal's not old enough, vouchers will be given to the adopted family. Visit the Adopt for Life Center for Animals on Mingus Avenue in Cottonwood to visit with any of the animals seen on this program. More pets are waiting for new homes at the Adopt for Life Center for Animals.